Assalamu alaikum, welcome to this series of videos which is all about your self-worth. It's around 3 to 4 videos where we've been talking about what is self-worth, why is it important, what happens if you don't look after it and safeguard it, and how can you try and safeguard it, right? So you need to be watching all of these videos. So the first thing that I want to say is that, when you do this work and you go deep and you figure out, what your self-worth is, you start to realize who you are. Why are you important? So what? Samina, does anyone even know my name on this planet? Does the government even know I exist? Well, they do because they tax me. But do you understand, why am I relevant? What is so important about me? What is so important about you? And that's why the work that we're going to do is going to be really important to know that you are something very special, and how it's really important for you to understand the work that you do now is going to help you navigate the storms in your life, because storms are coming. All right, bad stuff happens every day. It will, because it's not in our hands, it's in the hand of God, it's in the hand of Allah. So it's really important that you know that you can't stop the storms, but if I can do this work and I can work on my mind, drive my Ferrari like mind and try to control it and understand how to believe in myself more, then you know what, I can weather those storms. I can go through them. I can navigate them, and I can have an easier, happier, more fulfilled life, which is what we all want, right? And that's why you're here. Okay, so let's start. So self-worth it's based on 2 pillars. The first one is acceptance of who you are, acceptance of yourself, and that's the one that we're going to talk about today. The second one, if you're writing notes, is confidence in yourself. Okay, so let's do number 1. Accepting yourself is basically, there's a dictionary definition, but just between you and me and my words, Samina language, it's basically being good with who you are, right? You're good with the bad stuff about you, the good stuff about you. You're good with when you win games and you got the highest score and you're on top of it, you're vibing, you're full of life. And you're also good with when you just have a really slow day and you just don't feel like doing much and you're feeling unwell or whatever, and you just want to lie in bed, right? You're good with yourself and you don't berate yourself and put yourself down and say, look at you, you're disgusting, look at you, you're so unfit, you're so look at your skin, look at your grades. You don't want to do that. You want to be your own best friend and your own cheerleader, because remember, when you cheer yourself on, no, your mind believes you. Your mind will believe every single thing you say. Remember, it doesn't know whether you're lying at all. All right, so tell yourself a better lie. If you're lying to yourself and saying you're rubbish and worthless, then tell yourself a better lie. I'm worthy, right? I'm worthy and I deserve this and I'm good at this and I could get better. All right, anyway, I digress. So you need to accept yourself, the good in you, the bad in you, and I want you to free yourself from your past. Stop being, and write this down, when you can accept yourself, you free yourself from your past. You are no longer in the prison of the past. You're no longer in the prison of your mistakes, of your failures, or other people's opinions. Now mic drop, okay? You're no longer in the prison of what people think about you or what you think about yourself and your past failures and mistakes, which is really important. Now, a life that is not controlled by limitations, and I think this is a quote by, is it Linford Christie? I can't remember. But a life that is not controlled by your limitations is going to make you grow, right? You'll be able to grow. When you know yourself, you become empowered. Sorry, that's the quote. When you know yourself, you become empowered. When you accept yourself, you become unstoppable. So how great is that? Now, it's not easy, all right? I'm not saying it's easy, but it's going to be way easier for you teenagers than your parents who may be watching this as well. Because your minds will always take you back to your past failures, all right? They're going to keep bringing up the bad stuff. Yeah, but that time you tried to lose weight, or that time you tried to, study a bit harder and stay up all night. You didn't get the grade anyway. And you look at you, you're still overweight and whatever, right? You still can't run fast. You still can't lift certain kilos of weight. And, that blame, shame, guilt, that's just going to keep you back in the past. So each time that happens, it's like there's a fork in the road. I want you to see that I can either choose the left or I'm going to choose the right. I want you to choose the right, Okay, be good with who you are. Accept yourself, because when you do that, when you accept yourself, you get three things. Number one, it's going to influence your freedom for you to like yourself, to be incredible, to love yourself, and remove you away from the negative shaming and guilt and blame. It's going to allow you to grow. All right, to grow, because what you focus on, you get more of. We know that with the rules of the mind and those welcome videos that I've done. One of the rules of the mind, whatever you focus on, it's going to grow. You're going to get more of. And you know, there's a little research, and I'll probably do this later, but I'll come back to it. But basically, if ever you really wanted a new pair of trainers, right, like the new Jordans or the new Nike, whatever it is, all of a sudden, you know, you've said that that's important to you, and now that's all your mind can see is the new Jordans, the new Nike Air Forces or whatever it is, or the new game that you're playing, right? That's all you can see, because you notice it everywhere. You notice people playing it, people talking about it, people wearing it, taking photos, putting it on TikTok, because you said to yourself that this was important, so therefore you see it more. Right? So there's just a little hack there. So I'm just telling you, whatever you focus on, you get more of. If you focus on saying, you know what, every morning, high five in the mirror, Smina, you got this. You did a good job. All right? Today's going to be a great day. Every time you say these things to yourself, I know it sounds a bit dorky. Right? It sounds a bit like, oh my God, why do I do this? But it works. It honors to God, on heart, hand to God, it works. So do it. Okay. And of course, look, it's not rocket science, but if you focus on your limitations, guess what? You live a limited life, right? If you focus on progress, I mean, again, what do you think? You're going to have a progressive life, right? So it makes sense. So let's do it. The third thing that you get when you accept yourself is faith. You start to have more faith in your life, that you have a higher purpose, knowing that there is a higher being than you. There is Allah, there is God. He makes you see that you're not alone. God is with you. God is for you. And remember this, and I love saying this to my clients and to the families that I work with, the help of God is always near. Never feel that you're on your own. Never feel that you can't have a worthy life and your life's always going to go in a rubbish way. You know, don't do that to yourselves. You're so young. You have so many years. You know, sometimes I say this. Your life is like the hours on a clock, the minutes on a clock. And if you think about 60 minutes, when you're young, you know, you're in your teens or a young adult, you've only literally had 5, 6, 7 minutes on the clock. And maybe those 5, 6, 7 minutes haven't been great. Maybe you never got treated well. Maybe you were, you know, compared to your siblings, cousins all the time. You could never do anything right. You always got shouted at. Maybe you never got the praise you deserved. Whatever it was, and it could be darker, it could be lighter. But whatever happened in the early years of your life, what I'm telling you now, what I'm inviting you to say is that you can now run the next minutes left on the clock. You have at least 55 minutes left on the clock. What you do now, if you believe in your self-worth, you can have an amazing 50 minutes left. Amazing life. All right? So it's not the end. It's just the beginning. Okay, so hopefully you're feeling fired up and you've got some faith in you now. Because remember, a lack of faith means you're just not going to accept yourself and you won't believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to grow. You're going to stay where you are. And do you really want to, at the end of 2023 or whichever year you're in when you're watching this, do you really want to look back and think, that didn't work out, I'm just stuck in the same place. I still got the same type of grades at school, same type of work experience, same type of family, same type of friendships, relationships. Ain't great. Same fitness, same faith. It's full of holes, you know, and I could have done way better. So you don't want to have that regret, right? So do the work. Okay. By having faith, you cut off the strings to the puppets that are controlling your inner peace. Remember, your worthiness is not attached to something, someone, what you have, what you don't have, or things, anything else that other people have the power, right? Other people are controlling. Your self-worth is not attached to that. Dear boys and girls, dear teens, dear families, it really isn't. Don't turn down your light or your worthiness. That ain't healthy. You don't want to do that. You do never want to attach your self-worth to your grades, all right? To the way you look. I know it's hard. We all do it. Skin, hair, beauty, you know, the size that you are, etc. You know, your scorecard on the gaming, whatever it is. but do not attach your worthiness to those things. You don't need to do that, because the reason why you don't want to do that is, you only feel good about yourself if your friend says you look good. You only feel good about yourself if mom said, hey, or dad said, well done, or grandpa said, hey, those grades are amazing. You don't want to do that, because whenever they don't say that, what have you just done? You've just given them the power to control your light and to control your worthiness and how you feel about yourself. And that's dangerous. And that's not healthy. And none of us want to be living on the planet like that. All right? Take back control. It's yours. All right? Your worthiness was given to you by God, and we're going to go into that as well, probably in the next video. So, I've talked to you about acceptance. I'm going to stop here now, and then we're going to do the second video, which is on confidence. But right now, at the end of this video, I just want to say, who is controlling your puppet? Who is the puppet master? Who's controlling your strings, or what? Is it friends, family, teachers, grades, the amount of money that you earn? What is it? Who's controlling you? All right, I'll see you in the next video.